torque or power, petrol or diesel? Which one is the definitive winner? Well, today we are going to put that to the test. We have a BMW M340d and a BMW M340i. We're going to test their 0 to 60, their 30 to 70, how fun they are to drive, and hopefully help you decide on which one you should pick. So let's get into it. My name's Tom and you are watching Paragon Cars. Let's go. Starting with the diesel up first then, this is the B57 inline 6 turbo. It's got 340 horsepower and 700 newton meters of torque. Nearly as much torque as a Lamborghini Aventador SV. Mind-boggling. Next up, the petrol version. This is the B58 inline 6 turbo. Just like its diesel counterpart, this is a newer generation engine, so it's up on power from its previous 340 horsepower to now 374 horsepower and 500 newton meters of torque. And with that refresh, you now have a 48-volt electric motor sitting between the engine and the gearbox that gives you a little extra boost low down in the rev range or when you've just got your foot down. But my question is, which one is going to win on our 30 to 70 sprint? Well, there's only one way to find out. Can the diesel car talk about torque, or can the petrol car push about power? Let's find out. Scores on the doors then, how did we do? Of course, the BMW M340i won, but actually by less of a margin than I thought it would have done. We did 3.66 seconds today, which is the fastest time we've ever gotten out of the 340i, and we did 3.99 seconds, yes, under 4 seconds 30 to 70 for the BMW M340d. That makes it our fastest diesel ever tested to date. Performance figures aside for now then, let's get these two cars on a B road and see which one is more exciting to drive. Now you might just think it's the petrol powered car, but the diesel car does have a little trick up its sleeve. Okay, let's test the handling of these two cars first on a tight B road, because I want to feel, or I want to see if I can feel that difference in weight. Obviously the M340d is heavier, so let's see if this feels lighter. We're going to start off in the sportiest setting with sports traction, and we're going to do the same mode for the M340d as well. First off, let's see if we can hit 60 before the corner. That electric boost coming in there, and yes, obviously we can hit 60 before the corner. It feels so light on its toes, this car. It's going over lumps and bumps in the stiffest setting. It feels very close to an M3 really, just not as wide. But you can absolutely hoon it down these roads. Yeah, they're definitely not M-car brakes though. Like, that initial feel that you get just isn't quite the same. Okay, M340d now, let's see how she does down here. Can I feel the extra weight? And can we hit 60 before the corner? Whoa, when that boost comes in, it is brutal on this thing. Yep, we can definitely hit 60 before the corner. Right, weight, can I feel it? It's weird. It's weird because it's got so much torque, it feels so fast. But oh yes, there it is, there's the weight. You can definitely feel it on the front end. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh. And yeah, it feels just 10% less flickable than the 340i does. But remember when I said this thing has a trick up its sleeve? Well, it's just the fact that it responds faster and is actually a better daily driver than the M340i. So we're sitting at 30 miles an hour, 1,000 revs. If I just put my foot down, see, it downshifts one gear, not 3 gears, 1 gear. And that, in daily driving, makes all the difference. It makes it fundamentally a faster car, because when you're looking for a gap in traffic and you put your foot down, in the M340i, you're waiting for those gears to change, whereas in this it's just bang, gone. Immediately gone. And the thing is, you've always got, even if it doesn't change down a gear and you're sitting at 1,000 revs, you've always got at least 400 Newton meters underneath your right foot. So say we're at 30 again and I just tickle the throttle, look at the dash, goes straight up to 40 miles an hour. This thing responds so much faster than the M340i does, which, as I've just said, makes it faster in the real world. Unfortunately though, it does feel a little bit heavier on a Type B road, but will we feel the difference on a fast one? Let's find out. Okay, faster road stuff now, starting in the M340i again. Let's just see if the weight difference is so apparent here, because we're on wider, more open, slightly faster roads. Shouldn't really be able to feel it quite as much, I don't think. You can feel the rear end moving around already. Oh yes. You can pull a lot of G's though in this car. Surprisingly capable. X-Drive gives you a lot of confidence, and it's not false confidence either. The previous 340i would kind of lollop a bit on a road like this, especially when it's squatted down in its suspension, whereas this kind of sits and stays and really squats and just absolutely flies out of corners. Third gear in this thing, let's see if I can keep in it here. You certainly can. You just kind of rotate round the corner and you have to kind of dance with the steering a bit. Absolutely lovely. Finally, let's test the brakes before hopping into the 340d. Let's see if I can feel the difference in braking performance as well. 100-yard marker. Yeah, M340i, it's definitely no M car, but once you're in the meat of the disc, it does feel pretty confidence-inspiring. Right, let's see how the M340d does. Okay then, still in Sports Plus, still in manual, same settings as the M340i. Let's see what's what. We're going to test the braking performance again and just see if I can feel that weight. Yeah, see now, because I can get on the power sooner and I've got more room to play with, you don't feel it as much. There is a little bit of understeer though, which is interesting. But my lord, the performance is absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. So let's go into 6th gear. Let's just go down to 50 miles an hour because... Actually, let's go down to 40 miles an hour because why the hell not? Like 1200 revs, plant my foot. And watch this. Watch the speed climb. Is that not mental? That is mental. And that's 6th gear. If I did that in the 340i, it would be nowhere near as fast. One thing I did notice though is that there was a tiny bit of understeer, unfortunately. And that's just because there's a little bit more weight over the front end. Diesel engines are heavy things, unfortunately. But 3rd gear in this thing is just monstrous. Response is out of this world. It feels like an electric car. Absolutely does feel like an electric car. Which means when you put your foot down away from the lights, you get that initial jump on the 340i. And I don't know how BMW do it, but their diesel engines love to rev. Absolutely love to rev. Like say, if I slow down, go into 3rd gear, plant my foot, and look at that power meter, it stays at 340 horsepower, basically till you're at the top of the rev band. Right, let's see if I can keep my foot in around this corner like I did in the 340i. Oh yeah. Feels exactly the same when you're going faster. If anything, it actually feels a little bit more understeery, which is kind of good when you're going faster. It feels a little bit more balanced, but you do feel the suspension leaning into itself just a little bit more. Right, let's see if I can feel the difference when it comes to braking. So 70 miles an hour, 100-yard marker. Oh, I would be lying if I said I could tell the difference, to be honest. M Sport brakes, they're not M car brakes, so they do have a little bit of a spongy initial feel, but once you're in the meat of the pedal, they do, yeah, they get the job done, basically. They just don't feel as nice as M car brakes. Right, now it is time for a 0 to 60. So, the M340i is claimed to do it in 4.1 seconds, and the BMW M340d is claimed to do it in 4.4 seconds. Let's see what the reality is on the same day, on the same bit of road, and with roughly the same amount of fuel in the cars. I'm excited for this one. Let's see what happens. To 60, we all knew who the winner was going to be now, didn't we? It's the BMW M340i, yes, the petrol car. We did 4.01 seconds in the BMW M340i and 4.38 seconds in the BMW M340d. Now, don't look at the diesel and think it's slow, because that is still an insanely fast time for a diesel car. So, in conclusion then, what car do you pick? Well, fundamentally, that decision is up to you. But I'm at a bit of a crossroads here. If I had to pick a daily driver, I think the car that would win for me personally, by literally a cat's whisker, would be the M340i. And to be honest, that is only because I like the sound of a petrol engine. The way this car drives, the way it performs, is actually in quite a few ways better. Response on a daily basis is better. You know, if I could have the response of this car, but the sound of the M340i and the lightness of the front end of the M340i, I would have it in a heartbeat. Obviously, I'd love the fuel economy of this thing as well. You know, doing over 50 mpg in a car with this kind of performance is pretty bonkers to me. And even when you're fully on it, we've been ragging this car around for an hour, and we're still doing 24 miles per gallon, which is better than quite a lot of sports cars will do just driving around normally. Truly an impressive thing. I'm genuinely surprised how closely matched these cars are. Like, there are parts of this car that are genuinely better. And I never thought I'd say that about a diesel. Anyway, as always, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please give us a like, and why not subscribe, as not only can you see more content like this, it gives us a reason to do more content like this, and it helps us with the YouTube algorithm. As always, there will be links for both of these cars down in the description, so you can go and check them out. If you're not interested in a BMW, there'll be a generic link to our website. Anyway, as always, my name has been Tom, and you have been watching Paragon Cars. I'll see you lot on the next one. Cheers.